What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lock and Cash podcast. I'm solo this week. It's just me. Bruce is traveling. We didn't want to do a remote podcast again, so I figured why not just do a bracket show where we'll run through the bracket together. I'll give you guys all my bracket picks, a couple of thoughts about each game, and we'll just have some fun with it. So right now, we've got March Madness starting tomorrow, the official tournament starting tomorrow, but there's some good games tonight. We've got picks out, we've got trends and systems out on our cheat sheet, and we've got the full bracket out. So I'm going to run you guys through the bracket, and we'll get right into it. Start off with the East. Going to go with UConn first, obviously, but one thing to note, one seeds as favorites of 20 or more points. Not good against the spread, 42%. UConn's 26.5-point favorite, so watch out for that, but they will win the game. I'm going to go with Northwestern over FAU. The 9 seed over the 8 seed is going to be a pattern for me. I like the way Northwestern matches up as an underdog, and also FAU. If you just watch them play this year, they're still very good, but not the same team that made the run that they made last year. So give me Northwestern. UAB is a popular dog pick, but I'm going to fade it and go San Diego State. I think they're just too good defensively, and I like to fade a lot of those trendy underdogs that you'll see everybody pushing out. Give me Auburn to move on. One of the dogs that I will go with is Duquesne. To kind of taking a shot here. Wouldn't be surprised, obviously, if they just get killed, but BYU has not been great when they haven't been at home this season. And Duquesne's first time in the tournament, maybe there's some extra hype there, some extra motivation. I like them in that spot. They're a 7-point dog, so it's not anything impossible, but, we'll see what happens. Give me Illinois in an easy one. 10-7 matchup. Drake, though, even though they're the 10 seed, they are the favorite in this game. So be wary of that. Remember, don't just look at seeding, look at betting information as well. They are the favorite. They're -1. And 18 of the last 19 tournaments, a 10 seed has moved on. So give me Drake to go on there. Give me Iowa State. As we go back to the top, I'm going to go with UConn over Northwestern. I'm going with Auburn to move on. And I'm going with Illinois here, and I'm going with Iowa State here. So I think this region, once you get past the trickiness of the first round, I think it's pretty straightforward after that. This game is incredibly tough to pick. The spread will be very small in this game. UConn will be a small favorite, but I like Auburn to win it. I think it's their year to finally make a very deep run, and it's super hard to repeat. We haven't had a repeat champion in, what is it, almost 20 years. So UConn's still a very good team, number one team overall, but I'm picking them to fall in the Elite Eight. All right. Give me Illinois moving by Iowa State here. I'm high on Illinois, rather than Sweet 16. I'm high on Illinois here this year, but I got Auburn moving on as my first Final Four participant. That's a 4 seed. So Auburn as the 4 moving on. We go down here. North Carolina is easily going to move on. Again, 9/8. Give me Michigan State. Izzo with these short spreads, very good. 18-9 against the spread. And overall, just in the tournament, he's very good as long as he has some good guard play, which he does with this team. All right, Grand Canyon, another popular upset pick, but I'm not buying it. I'm going with St. Mary's. Too good defensively, at least early on. Give me Alabama over Charleston. Clemson over New Mexico, but quick note, Clemson is actually the dog in the game, even though they are the 6th seed, the lower seed. They're +2.5, but I like them to move on. They fit a great system of the blowout system. Teams that got blown out in their last game before the tournament starts, over 70% against the spread. And New Mexico, honestly, the Mountain West in general has just been brutal in the tournament. They're like below 30% against the spread. So theme of fading Mountain West teams here. Give me Baylor over Colgate. This game is a 10-7, but it's a pick. It's very close, but I'm going to go with Dayton. And then give me Arizona. Dayton's a bit better defensively. Again, back up to the top. North Carolina moves on, but, a little bit of a scary game there. Give me Alabama over St. Mary's. Give me Baylor, who I think is going to be good. And give me Arizona. All right. And then I got North Carolina winning here. I think this game will I'm actually more scared for North Carolina against Michigan State than Alabama. I think this game won't be close. And then I got Baylor knocking out Arizona. Baylor did not make a lot of noise in the Big 12 tournament. I think they can make some noise in the NCAA tournament. But inevitably, I got the Tar Heels moving on. So Auburn, a 4 seed, North Carolina, a 1 seed. Going over here to the Midwest, Purdue early on, they won't have their usual slip up this year, at least for the first round. Going with again the 9/8, but TCU is favored, so they're -3.5. So it's not your typical 9 seed. Utah State again, another Mountain West team. Be careful with them. McNeese is a great story and a great or a very popular first round underdog pick. I don't think so. I think Gonzaga moves on. The one that I am weary of is Kansas. I'm going to take them, but I could see Samford putting up a fight, specifically because Kansas is all banged up. They're not the same team that they were in previous years, and they're just an 8-point dog. They're a 4 seed. They would be a much bigger favorite if they were all fully healthy and playing the way they can play, but it's just not there for them right now. 11-6 matchup. I'm going with Oregon as a small dog. They're plus 1.5. I like them over South Carolina. Creighton here, they'll move on pretty easily. I like Texas to at least move on the first round, and then Tennessee. So I think that's pretty straightforward down at the bottom. Up here, I got Purdue moving on, although it's Purdue. I could see that being a scare against TCU. TCU is not great at anything, but really good at everything. They're one of those teams just really well balanced, take care of the ball, force turnovers, so kind of dangerous. I think Kansas is a one and done. I like Gonzaga to make a little bit of noise. Give me Creighton over Oregon and give me Tennessee over Texas. So I'm going to fade the Rick Barnes whole thing with Texas for at least a couple rounds. At the top here, this is where I have Purdue finally falling as the one. So give me Gonzaga to come out of there and give me Creighton over Tennessee. That's where the Tennessee run ends. They do your usual choke job. They'll probably be up in that game or something and blow it. And then I got Creighton come out of the Midwest. So a 3 seed for me. Creighton come out of the Midwest. So a 1, a 3, and a 4 so far. Going back up to the top for the South region, give me Houston easily. But remember, it's a 23-point spread. Not good. All right. A&M over Nebraska. That's one underdog pick that I like that no one's really talking about. They're plus 2.5, but their game is better suited for March than Nebraska's is. Nebraska more of a high-flying, 3-point shooting, heavy offense. A&M's going to grind the game down, slow it down, get to the free throw line, offensive rebounding, dangerous team in the first round. Give me Wisconsin over JMU. JMU's is popular upset pick. It's one that I actually hate. I don't like it at all. I think Wisconsin is going to make some noise in this tournament because, they do a couple things well that vibe with March. Half court, very slow offense. Don't turn the ball over. Good guard play. Those are the things you need. Give me Duke over Vermont. Texas Tech over NC State. One of the things I'm targeting with NC State is their fade material to me because they won their conference tournament and they won it as a 10-point dog in the final game. And they've just been hot and cold all year long. So they hit one of their hot streaks. I think it's back to reality in the tournament. And Tech has, again, great guard play. I like them to win that game. Give me Kentucky here. Florida, who I would have had. I'm taking Marquette. I would have had Florida making a deeper run if they were healthy, but losing the 7-footer like that, I think it's just too much to overcome. So I got Marquette taking them out. I got Tech over Kentucky in what will probably be an upset. I'm pretty sure Kentucky would be favored in that game. So give me Texas Tech. And another upset, Duke would be favored against Wisconsin, but I'm going to go with Wisconsin for the reasons I noted earlier. Then give me Houston moving on against A&M and Houston moving on against Wisconsin. But that's a tough game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if you saw Wisconsin moving forward in that game and knocking out the mighty Houston. All right, give me Marquette over Texas Tech, and then give me Houston come out of the South. So that's the second 1 seed that I have coming out of the South. So we got a 1, a 4, a 1, and a 3. And I'm just going to keep this simple. Houston makes it out, and North Carolina makes it out for me. So I got 2 1 seeds meeting up, and my champ, guys, is North Carolina. So a couple things to note here. I think North Carolina is great defensively. They're top 10 per all the defensive metrics. They got the big man. They have the coach that's been to the championship before. They have the primary ball handler, the guy you can give the ball to, go win you the game, create his own shot, create a shot for others, RJ Davis. So I just think with North Carolina, it's just about execution. Do you stay consistent and execute? They have all the pieces you need to win a championship. It's just about whether or not they execute and they avoid the choke job, the upset bug, whatever it is. But other than that, I think they can make it all the way through and win a national championship here. And my tiebreaker, let's go with 139, 75-64, 74-65 final, something like that, 139. And a couple things to note. Look for the coaches. If you're doing your own research, look at the coaches that historically do well and historically do bad. Coaching is something that a lot of people will ignore this time of year. They'll just look at the matchups. The coaches really matter in basketball, especially this time of year. So Rick Barnes, bad ATS, especially if he's a favorite. Calipari, good. Izzo, very good. Dana Altman at Oregon, very good. So look at these guys that do well. Jamie Dixon at TCU, not good against the spread. So make sure you look at these teams that have coaches with experience and how do they do it at this time of year. And then the second thing I'll say is look at conferences, because conference strength of schedule matters a lot, right? So the conferences that do really well in the NCAA tournament are the Big Ten and the Pac-12. The ones that tend to struggle are the ACC and the Mountain West. The Mountain West is the worst by far. So maybe fade those teams. But take a look at that kind of stuff. In terms of systems, we have 5 systems on our cheat sheets that are available in the Madness Pass. We have a bunch of trends. We have like 3 pages of trends and then 5 systems. All of that's included in the Madness Pass, plus our picks, every pick for every game until the champion's crowned. You get the bracket in printable form as well. So all that's available down in the link and down in the description. But other than that, guys, just looking forward to a good March Madness. Pick up some units, have some fun, all that good stuff. So that's the bracket. North Carolina bringing home, and we'll have a lot more stuff coming up because there's great Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Final Four trends. So we'll have a lot of good content coming up. So make sure you hit the subscribe down below. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week. Short and sweet, baby. Let's go.